Hi everyone, it's Charles at Empress Mills, and today we are taking a peek at one of the very latest Lewis Irene ranges, the brand new Sunflower collection. As always with Lewis Irene, you probably get bored of me saying this or explaining it, they bring out 15 fabrics usually in one of their collections, and it's 5 key designs with 3 colourways in each of those 5 key prints, bringing us up to the 15. Because Lewis Irene are a true design house, they're making their own fabrics, they're producing all of their own designs and shades, and they have their own blender collection. We also have the matching Bumbleberries collection, which is 5 fabrics shaded specifically to work with the Sunflower range. So I won't bother boring you and go into all the detail on the Bumbleberries, we've covered it in other videos, but you will see those on the website, and those shades work specifically with sunflowers, so you can be assured that they match up perfectly. We will just look at one shade later because I'm a big fan of it, but there we go. So yes, onto the main range itself. I don't think there could be more of an of the moment range than sunflowers, with everything that's going on in Ukraine at the moment, and of course summer hopefully starting to arrive in the UK at least anytime soon. Lewis and Irene have gone to town with the design. As always, it is packed full of detail. Let me just spread this one out. Let me get it the right way around for you. But as you can see, they have really gone to town with the shading on the sunflowers, on the petals, on the leaves, on the stem. They've added extra shading, and also the background to it, you can pick up on those extra leaves as well. In terms of the colours, I'll just be showing you the other 2 colourways actually in this. There's this lovely light blue background and this gorgeous, this one's my favourite truth be told, this lovely blue background one, heavy blue. But in terms of the shading in general, the colours in general should I say, rather than the shading, that's this blue just in a little bit more detail. In terms of the colours in general, it is a vibrant range. I mean, nothing says summer more than a sunflower, to my way of thinking anyway. Certainly my daughter Sophie, who has plenty growing with her grandma at the moment at home. But Lewis and Irene, yes, they've used these brighter shades, but they have picked up, and we'll see it on some of these other designs, they have picked up on sunflowers not just being super duper bright. They've got that little nuance of sort of a slightly, just an off, slightly darker yellow, almost an ochre style colour, which we'll see in some of the designs. So they are actually very lifelike for a fabric print. They've done a good job. We've got this one, which is a small daisy print, a scattered daisy. So there's no real pattern how they've gone on. It's just a nice general blender fabric is this one. And again, as always, we've got that in 2 other shades. So we've got it in the green and this blue also, just so you can take a peek at those. But a lovely scattered design, and again, that one to me just stands out super duper on the background. It really does. Here we go. Now this is just a little bit of an odd one in all of this. Frustratingly, we've run out of one of the colours in this design. It's just taken a little bit longer to come back in than it should be doing. But it should be back. It's this lovely, gorgeous yellow, and then there is this blue colour in it. And also, I'm going to grab it from this full fat quarter pack I've got here. There is a slightly darker yellow version. So just to give you a feel for the 2, that one is the fabric that we've got laid out at the moment, and this is this slightly darker ochre yellow. Let me spread it out for you. You can see why it's been popular. We should be getting some more in, so it shouldn't be a problem at all. Should be getting some more in. Here we go. But just look at that, such a rich shade. And that's the shade that I mentioned just a couple of minutes ago. They've used these sort of natural yellow shades. It's not sort of off the scale yellow because we're doing a sunflower range. They've really picked up on these lovely earthen yellows, for want of a better description. And I think you will agree, they just look fantastic. They really do. Now that gorgeous blender is packed full of detail. I mean, almost to the point of it not really being a blender. Just look at the detail on this. They have gone to town with the detail in an extraordinary way. The petals to the sunflowers are jam-packed full of detail and different shading. The background has these lovely little dots, and again, lots of different shading. We've got the leaves to the sunflowers, the stems, again, you can see the veins on the leaves. They have gone to town. It's a wonderful, wonderful design. Considering really, in my mind at least, particularly when I first saw the designs in the design card that they sent out, I would have thought this was more down the blender route, but really it's actually a main fabric, to be honest. It's a spectacular one with the detail that they've gone into. But it just goes to show how hard Lewis and Irene do work on the fabrics. It's a really nice print, is that one. Maybe I've gone on a bit too much, but it is a nice one, I promise. These ones, very much a super duper all-round one, whether you want to make the quilts or just use it as a general purpose fabric. You've got that one which just covers all sorts, which is just sort of an all-over design. And again, that comes in a couple of colourways. So let me just show it. Comes in 3 colourways. So let me just show you the other 2. We've got this blue, and we've also got this, which just let me get the name for this because it's an interesting shading on the back. They've called it natural, and it does hit that exactly. You've got in the background of all 3 of these, what Lewis and Irene have done, they've added just a little bit. I'm hoping we'll be able to pick it up for you, but if not, take my word for it, it is there. There is just that little bit of textured detailing in the background, some small little spots which just stop the background from being a blank colour. It gives it just that little bit of life, that little bit of shading. And as I said, that one natural, it really does have that sort of natural feel, but they've done it on the other 2. Hopefully, if it hasn't picked it up there, Nat may well come back and add some extra videos for you on that one, so we'll see. But yes, they've gone to town, they really have. The last 3, I think, will be real favourites. I missed mentioning on the first one, and I must just show you, there's this happy little bee working away just there, and here the little bee appears on the stems and the leaves as well. And that theme runs through particularly onto these designs, which are these fabulous beehive prints. Again, packed with a sort of sunflower and daisy appeal, but you've got this beehive and the busy bees as well. But isn't that a fantastic fabric? It's in the natural, the light blue, which is a very, very nice shade of blue, I think. There's the light blue. And then also this one, which to my way of thinking really pops, this green background. Just look at that. And again, what Lewis and Irene have done, they're picking up on one of their other popular ranges with the bee inside the sort of petals itself, but then you've also got some of the busy bees as well, and obviously the hives. And this sort of almost the scroll of the stems themselves. It's a really, really nice print. I love this range. It's been a really nice collection. To be honest, when I saw the original computer designs of this, it was a nice range, but it was okay. But when the fabrics arrive, everybody's been really taken by them. It's a really pretty range. It is indeed. In terms of the range itself, very briefly, and I thought it was quite a good thing that Lewis and Irene picked up on. They put on one of their cards. In many cultures, sunflowers are a sign of good luck, positivity, and strength. And I thought, well, doesn't that just signify summer more than anything? I thought that was a nice little phrase with that. And speaking of Lewis and Irene in general, they have, in conjunction with Sally Ablett, who is a wonderful quilt designer they have worked with for a long time, created a quilt pattern to use, which hopefully, with the magic of what Nat does behind the camera, you will be able to see now. We will see. But that quilt, as you can see, uses many of the fabrics from this range, and Sally has detailed the colours for both that one and this one, which hopefully we've got up for you. So yes, so those 2 quilt patterns, the quilt patterns for those are available on the site. You can click through, there's all the details, you know where to find it underneath the video. If you click through to the website, you can download those and of course browse all these fabrics in a little bit more detail. In terms of the fabric themselves, just to give you a bit of an idea, as always with Lewis and Irene, it is a 44-inch wide, 100% cotton fabric. that's 110 centimetres. They use a fabric, a premium grade A cotton with a light Shriner finish, which gives it a gorgeous silky sort of smooth finish, and designed with quilting in mind, but perfect for so many other projects. I mean, the possibilities are endless really. Dressmaking, cushions, aprons, all sorts. There are 3 curated bundles which Lewis and Irene have designed specifically to work across the range. And as always, Lewis and Irene have curated these bundles to work across the board. The colours, the shading is designed to be tonal but not monotonous. And I know I've said it before in some of our videos, if you've seen any, maybe you have. Brian at Lewis and Irene, the guy who actually started it with his daughter Hannah and wife Jackie, was at pains to point out in the early doors of Lewis and Irene when I was chatting to him, that is one of the key things that they do when looking at these bundles. They bring together different shades. It's not just a case of all yellows, all greens. It's a case of picking up, you know, look, they've got this sort of quite strong blue, but that's working at the other end of this bundle with this lovely green. How they do that blows my mind. You guys watching will probably understand it, no problem at all. But to me, that's very, very clever, and they do that with these 3 curated bundles. There's the bumbleberries there that we mentioned earlier as well. Yes, I hope that has been of use. I hope you've been able to see the designs in some more detail, the fabric itself in a little bit more detail. It is truly a lovely quality. If you haven't used Lewis and Irene before, do give it a try. It's a beautiful quality cloth that they work with. If there is anything I have missed, if there is anything you would like to know a little bit more information about, please don't hesitate. Leave a comment under the video. You can email, or of course you can call us. Don't hesitate to pick the phone up. We've got a wonderful team who will be delighted to help. Thank you very much indeed for watching, as always. I hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.